Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
Digital marketing isn't a science, it's an art. Every business needs a different brush with which to paint their success. That's what this show is all about. Digital Marketing Edge, growth, reputation, results. With James Lantine and Matthew Bromfield, here on Rough Edge FM.
All right, so we are actually running this show simultaneously. We are doing it live on Facebook and YouTube, as well as on iHeartRadio and Streamer and all this. Actually, many stations. I'm not sure if I can name them all, but
technology. Who thought? I mean,
we are like connected all over the place. So. Yeah, more than I can even remember or say or anything else. So it's been a while. Hey.
It has. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah. Yeah, your face is getting skinnier. Mine is getting fatter. So
man, I am actually 13 pounds away from 100. So
from 100. Wow. Awesome.
I've lost almost 100 pounds now. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Here we go. The crowd goes wild. Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Julie has lost almost 100 pounds as well. So
that is awesome.
It's a good feeling. So I, on the other hand, have been going the other direction.
You taking the weight? You taking the weight for us?
Thankfully, not 200 pounds. So I'm not taking all of it. But yeah,
it's all those steak sandwiches and potato chips, man.
It's the preservatives. It's the Doritos, the Dr. Pepper. Yeah. But I've learned something today. Preservatives are what keep my body perfectly preserved, and so I will not need to be embalmed when I die.
There you go.
That's good news.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't feel it anyway, but
I'm gonna save somebody some money because they're not gonna have to go through the process. So
there you go.
Anyway, it has been a while, and we got some great things going on and some new things to talk about. So for many people who are now seeing the show live versus on radio, you can actually see there's a new web address on the bottom of our screen right there. And so, so we are taking a different approach to digital marketing. So tell us about it.
So, we've kind of seen Google, a lot of different channels moving in this direction to try to empower business owners. And so what we thought was, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to empower business owners. And so what we've decided is to offer a tool set, a suite of products that allows for the business owner to really take control of their business. The focus has always been for us hyper local, right? And so now we're trying to take that to, another degree where we're offering them the product. And kind of our mantra, right, that we came up with is do it, for yourself, but not by yourself. And that, I think, is going to help the business owner not only take control of their business in all the areas that matter as far as SEO and digital marketing, but also to be able to not spend an arm and a leg, for agency processes that, promise, the moon and don't even deliver the stars. So that's what we've done. We're kind of, well, I think we said we're blowing it up, right? We're doing things that are completely different. I mean, we've got a completely free product that's free forever kind of plan where a business owner can connect and, have that product for free forever if they want. or utilize some of the other tools that, come with a small monthly fee. But, the beautiful thing is, whether you're on the free plan or one of the paid plans, you're going to be getting insights into your business that truly matter when connecting to customers.
One of the things that I think, as many of us have experienced with this whole COVID issue, and so many of us are ready to kind of like just move on and kind of put that behind us. But during that whole process, you and I had some conversations about kind of how frustrating the digital marketing arena was. And for many of our listeners, they probably understand and realize that we have other businesses that we're dealing with where we're not the digital marketer, we're the business on the other side of that fence, where we were hiring digital marketers. And before I joined Digital Marketing Edge, I went through a process with my nonprofit as well as with the Magic Shop, where we had 3 or 4 different digital marketing services where every single one of them would come to us and say, hey, we brought 8,000 people to your website, and look at this, you had 700 clicks on that class. And I'm sitting there on the other side of the fence going, nobody registered. I don't care if I had 8,000. I don't care if I had 800,000. If nobody's registering, what good does it do? And then you get the typical line, well, all we can do is bring them to your door. We can't get them to, take action. And so it's a very frustrating industry. And there's a lot of people out there, a lot of people that aren't even from this country that are offering this service. And we're just one of those buckets, and it's like, customers would call us up and they'd already be frustrated and they'd be angry, and we would become the brunt of that anger or frustration just because we're associated with the 9 million other companies that are saying, hey, we'll do this for you. Right. And that was kind of our first approach to saying, man, we're just not, this is not us. This isn't who we are. We want to help. Like you said, we want to empower. And both of us are kind of do-it-yourself kind of guys. Give us the tools, tell us what to do, and we'll do it. And I think there's a lot of business owners that are in that same boat.
I think for us, it came down to, how much of a frustration we were seeing from the business agency side, where, we took it a step further. I would say that on the done for you side, we could show proof of actual leads, and a business owner, there is a thin line there between, you're getting a lead. You actually do have to convert that as a business owner to a customer. If you want to, pay a premium, there are companies out there that will try to do that for you, but that's never been in our model as far as taking them from, driving to your website. Hey, let me qualify you based on everything else this other business knows and tells us. Yeah, you seem like a good customer. Okay, sign up for this. I mean, there's just no way that would never work. And so the frustration, I think, from my side, and I think you shared this too, is that when they don't see value in an actual lead coming in, there's just too many. That's a little, I almost went culturally insensitive there for a minute, and I will not do that. So we'll be accused of cultural appropriation and everything else. So I'm glad I held my thought there for a second, but I was just too many people stirring the pot. There we go. There's another good analogy that won't get me in trouble. And that became the kind of the mantra or the onus behind what we decided to do, is that the frustration boils over to a point of like, here's 120 leads you're getting. Of that, well, can we be real for a minute? $1,000 of that is going to Facebook. We're making 300 off of that. And at the end of the day, if you paying $300 for, I mean, I know you're paying $1,300, but if you're paying $1,300 for 120 leads and your conversion level is 17 to 20%, that's not, there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? Like, train your people better, train your staff better, convert, harder. But I think, at the end of the day, and we talked about this before, we don't want to be the used car salesman or even the new car salesman, in the digital marketing, arena. We don't want to have to beat you over the head and, keep coming at you with, hey, let me call you 1,000 times. Hello, Yelp. And, just keep at it. And until you basically give in, right. And say, okay, sign me up and take my money. That's just not who we are. And so we were like, what can we do to offer a solution that, is something that we can be proud of in this? I mean, for me, that's what it was. It's something I can be proud of in this arena and really promote. And I think the DIY is something that we both can get behind and be proud of. You know what I mean? Because if at the end of the day, these tools are great. I mean, we're using them for, not only Digital Marketing Edge itself, but I mean, you as a business owner can speak to that with House of Magic and some of the other stuff. I mean, ranking on keywords that are competitive. What were you saying the other day about just the House of Magic, right? With the improv classes?
Yeah. So there's, there in Ventura, there are a couple of improv, groups that have been around for a very long time, much longer than we have. One of them pretty much owns the first page. And I have tried countless times to get improv on page one, get the House of Magic listed as improv on page one. Right. And I've just never had any success. And there are some new companies that have popped up that are showing up on the Google My Business listing for improv and as number one. And it's like, how did they manage to get that? And they're not active at all. So it's just, it was really puzzling. And so I used the Business Center toolkit to say, listen, I want to rank on this keyword. And the toolkit came up with, okay, here are some suggestions that we recommend you do. And as I was fulfilling the suggestions, it was telling me that I'm about 60% there, about 80% there. And the more I did, the more it would analyze that page and say, yeah, you've done everything that you can to rank that. And last week or the week before last, we had somebody come into our improv class, and we always ask, so how did you find us? And she said, I did a Google search. And I went, really? And so I looked up on Google, and we actually, we have one listing. We're not dominating, but we're there. We're on page one of Google, and it's because of that toolkit that gave me the things that I needed to do. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of business owners. And I think that's kind of our stance, is that when we do it for them, the perception is that we're doing it for them. And so as a business owner, I'm just going to sit back because you're doing it. And it became hard to kind of form a partnership, because it was perceived that I'm paying you all this money, you do it. And it's like you said, I'm paying you $1,500. Well, 300 of that came to us, and 1,200 went to Facebook. And so with this Business Center toolkit, the business owner is really taking ownership and saying, I'm going to generate my leads. I'm going to convert my leads. And you guys are assisting me in that process, whether it's the toolkit or maybe I need you to do a little tweak for me because I don't know how to. But now we become a partner. And we become somebody that is working with them to accomplish their goal versus we're the person that's responsible for them not meeting their goals.
Yeah.
So yeah, that improv was a huge thing for us because I've been trying to do that for 7 years. So
yeah, and I mean the one product that you're talking about, I mean the good offering. So we've broken everything down into good, better, best, right? Because there's a small free version, again, for free forever, that you can get. But the product that Jim's talking about is a great product. We use it ourselves, and it basically analyzes everything that your business needs to rank. It can check on competitors. It can help you optimize different pages for ranking. And so the great thing about that is, I mean, for what is it? I think we've got it listed at is $29.95 for the good, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So $29.95, you're getting the good prospect with that tool included, and then all of the other Business Center toolkit pieces. So, social media marketing, customer voice, and all of that is with that, right?
Yes. And I think one of the things that I think is important to note is the Business Center toolkit. There are things that, like, for me, for example, the biggest important aspect for the House of Magic or the Magic Shop was being able to be found on Google. And so by using the $29.95 service, that really kind of focused on providing me the information that I needed as to where am I performing well, where am I not performing so well, what are my competitors doing, so that I can kind of keep pace with them. The other tools are like the customer voice for reviews and the social media. Those are what we would call starter tools. So they don't provide you unlimited access to everything about those other tools, but they give you a little bit of insight and give you a little bit of touch when it comes to those different areas, which for us was perfect. Now, some other businesses might be like the escape room. The reviews are what's really important to us. And so for that business, we use the Better tool because it gives us more growth in the customer voice area and stuff like that. It gives us the pro versions of those. So it really depends on what it is that's important to you as a business. And we have 3 businesses, and we're using the starter tool, the $29.95 one, for the 2 of them, and we're using the Better tool for the escape room one. So there's some options there versus us charging you $200 a month for the cream of the crop. A lot of businesses could get away with doing the $29.95 a month. It all depends on where you're, what's essential to growing your business.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think that's ultimately what digital marketing DIY is going to be all about, is providing the tools and means for the business owner to take ownership, and us stepping back and saying, we're here if you need us. If you need support, we're here. Tech support, customer support, we're here. The greatest asset that you can be to another person is to meet them where they are and then assist them. So for startups and businesses that are just getting off the ground, I mean, the one thing that this entire stimulus has done is I've seen more little pop-up businesses than I have in a long time. But, people that have had either some inkling or some dream, and they're finally getting a chance to at least put it out there. The people are risking a little bit, and for those people that don't have a lot of capital, especially working capital or something, that $29.95 is a great way to get ranked and do what's needed to do to keep yourself at least on the first page of Google. It's not it's not sign up today and be on the first page of Google tomorrow. You can attest to that, right? It does take time. It is a process, but if you do it daily, like we say, 5 to 15 minutes, if you did 5 to 15 minutes a day of the steps, you're going to get there. It may take 30 days, may take 60 days. How long, when you first started using the tool, how long did it take? About 60 days to get everything, or was it just within 30?
No, it was actually closer to 90.
Okay.
But
which is about normal for ranking.
And I wasn't, I won't say that I was diligent about doing all the steps right away. I mean, I would get ambitious and I would do a bunch of things, and then I kind of walked away for a little while. It's funny because when we do the live stream, when we're doing the radio, obviously it doesn't matter where we look or what we look like or anything else. But when we do the video stream, I keep, I'm looking at you on my monitor, realizing that my camera's over there. So it doesn't look like I'm talking to anybody. It's like, where is he staring?
It's like,
so so I gotta look at my monitor when I talk, or my camera. But so I did. It was very piecemeal, and it took about 90 days to get there. But it was great because I think some of our tools, like the Free Forever tool. I mean, the Free Forever tool is just kind of providing you some insight. How are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, how are you doing? But it doesn't necessarily guide you through the process of, well, gee, how do I fix that?
Right.
And so, you could look at the Free Forever tool and say, okay, I got these things that I need to correct. I know I'm pretty savvy when it comes to computers and websites. Fine. It's great to be told that these are the things you should work on. And you might find that, okay, well, tell me what I need to work on. And hey, can I hire you guys to come in and do this for me to fix the website on these areas because I don't know what to do. And we can do that as well. The $29.95 tool is great because it doesn't just tell you that these are the areas that are problems on your website. It also tells you, here's where you need to go to fix it. And so provides you that more insight. And then as you go up the scale, obviously, the more when it comes to gathering reviews or posting social media, the more the system is going to do it on your behalf versus you taking the initiative. I mean, is that a fair way to describe it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a perfect way to describe it. I was just thinking, with your particular example, 90 days and $29.95 a month, so basically $90. 90 days and $90. I mean, that's $1 a day, and you're ranking on the first page of Google for $90. You know that, and you have to keep consistently doing the things that it says to stay there, but I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, in the market today, you're going to pay, especially if you go overseas. Well, sometimes the saddest part of digital marketing to me is you don't even know sometimes that you're choosing or selecting an overseas agency. One thing that we've highlighted every single time we've, put ourselves out there is 100% US owned and operated. Why is that important? Because, we've always felt like you should know who you're working for, or who's working for you and who's working with you, who you're partnering with. And, our entire, motive is we have families, right? You're not putting a CEO's, second house in Vail, Colorado. You're not supporting that when you support Digital Marketing Edge. It's two guys with two families, actually three guys, and we don't ever talk about him, but we love Ken and he's out there, and so you're basically supporting three families and the local communities in which they operate. The tools themselves are just that, tools, right? And tools are great because they give you the ability to be, to do something with them. But, it still takes the business owner. And I think that's why we love this. You actually have to engage the tool if you want it to work. It's not no longer, a one-way street where we try to reach out and we try to reach out and we try to reach out. It's like, no, you have to engage the tool. If you'd like to see results, you actually have to do something. And so that I think takes so much of the weight off of, a done for you model, in that the partnership is extremely important. I was just talking with, one of our clients that we do, again, we do still support clients that want us to do it. It's just that going forward, right? Forward facing now, that's not really where we're concentrating. And so I was talking with his marketing person that he has at their office, and we were going over some things, and she was saying, I didn't know we could do that. And it's like, we hadn't, I tried to reach her last month, and she went on maternity leave, which that happens, right? Babies are being born all the time. So, but we hadn't touched base for about 45 days. And I said, yeah, all this stuff is available to you, and you can go in and use this too. And I think even for our current clients, where we've dripped that out, and some of them will want to do that, some of them will not want to do that.
Right.
But the beautiful thing is that the business owner that wants to engage has a tremendous opportunity to engage their customers and their potentials at a relatively low cost of entry for any digital marketing service. And you're working with the US-based company that's going to support the product that we're offering. So that, to me, is a beautiful thing, Jim.
Yeah, it's I mean, let's be honest. When you're dealing with somebody in India or China or Russia or any of these other countries that are like inundating you with emails saying, hey, we can build your website. Hey, we can do this. We can. Yeah. Their culture is so incredibly different than ours. And no matter how much you try to understand it, we're never going to understand their culture. They're never going to fully understand ours. They don't live in it. We don't live in it. So for them to cross the borders and to try to, we're going to get your business, the way they're going to get your business ranked is not the way, necessarily the appropriate way. They don't care. I mean, let's face it. They're, they're in it for the money, and they're trying to figure, and that's why there's such a bad reputation, I think, now I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
But
I was like, I think it's good though. I mean, I think that ultimately that's our frustration, right? That's what led to this moment in finally deciding, you know what, we're done with the whole done for you model. We're tired of being lumped in with the bad apples, and we care about the business so much so that you don't ever want to see a business, hurt or, affected in such a way that they feel like they've not gotten what they've paid for, or when someone says, you have companies that come to you and it's like, well, I had a bad experience with my last one. Well, that's going to be hard from the very beginning, right? Because if they're coming to you in a done for you model, every other past experience they've had from a done for you model is in their thought process. So the first time that you forget to send an email or forget to follow up, or, any little thing, it's like, oh, here we go again. It's the same old story. It's like, it's not the same old story, but you get lumped in with all the bad apples. And so this model takes it completely out of the box. And I love the way we did the one where we're just like, we're blowing it up. We're blowing up the digital marketing arena in that, we're giving away insights for free, which is unheard of in our industry. Everybody wants to charge you, $299 basically for the information we're giving away for free. Now, you do have to connect your account, folks. Like, you have to actually do a little bit of work to get the insight. But I mean, other than that, 5 minutes of work, you're going to get $299 worth of insights for absolutely nothing. So that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and one of the things that we have talked about in the past is black hat versus white hat digital marketing,
Yeah.
and that, unfortunately, when you deal with a lot of these companies overseas, I mean, they don't care how they get you to page one. If it's done black hat, white hat, whatever way it takes to just say, "Hey, we got you there. Congratulations. Give me my check." Um, everything that we do digital marketing wise is going to be done in the best interest of the business, your business, not ours.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm getting all choked up. So with the DIY, I just think the thing that excites me about it is that I think it puts us in a position of partnership, not responsibility. And not that we're trying to avert responsibility, but one of the things that we say on our website is nobody understands your business better than you.
Right.
And nobody's going to care about it more than you. So why not give you the tools to help you take responsibility and for us to become a partner in you achieving your goals versus, hands off, because nobody's going to know it better. So,
yeah. And then just be there. It's almost like, it's almost like a kid riding a bike, right? You're giving them the bike and saying, go ahead. I know you've been burnt before, but this is completely different. This is a new bike. It's state of the art. And, you can get on, and then we're going to be there. We're going to support you. It's got training wheels, right? And you love how I milk the metaphors, don't you? You just love those. But the bike, and then the training wheels, and then you finally let go, but we're still there. Like, think about the parent that does that, right? You still watch them, right? You're still watching them, and then you're there if you need support. So like all these do-it-yourselfers, we're still here. It's done, by yourself, but not for, completely for yourself, but not completely by yourself. And so that to me is the only thing. Yeah, I crossed those up a little bit, but you know what I mean. So yeah.
So awesome. So we're excited, and what's funny is the radio shows that we've been doing. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, one thing before, I know we're getting ready to wrap up, but one thing we forgot to include is that they have access to the Digital Marketing Academy that we didn't even mention yet. So, modules that actually show you how to use the tools, actually train you on the journey of a customer, like understanding the entire journey of a customer from your findability on, all these platforms to actual conversion, what that means, your review process. And that's included, right, in the good, better, and best packages. So, and it's free. Yeah, there's no cost. It's included.
It's included in the free version too, isn't it?
Is it really? Yeah. Well, I don't know. If we did, we did. I can't remember, but
I think it is.
If it's available to the free ones, I don't. You guys are out there. If it's available in the free one, I don't know why you're not signing up yet, because there's 6 modules there that you're going to get great insights. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. The thing that I was going to say is, we when we started this radio show, we started it where it's with the idea of that we're going to provide them legitimate information on digital marketing. And a lot of the information that we shared was focused around, hey, did you know you can do this? You can do this. You can do that. A lot of it was, this is what you need to do. So in reality, when we started this radio show, we were focused on the do-it-yourselfers, even unbeknownst to us.
Before we knew it. Yeah, we didn't even know. Yeah, that's right.
Because if they go back through our radio shows, they will learn valuable information about how they can do things. And
they'll get to hear some incredible banter as well every once in a while. So I mean, political and everything in between. So
there's been a few tangents that we've drifted off onto.
Looking at you, Yelp.
Yeah, I know. Which that one I think was the most fun for me. So they've stopped calling me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Have
no,
you forwarded your number? Because I still get calls from them. So
maybe. I'm thinking maybe it's because I blocked every conceivable number they have. So
between them and the extended warranty scam that's out there, man, I get calls almost every single day.
gosh, that's yeah. Let's talk about spamming calls next week. Anyways, we will keep this discussion going, and be sure to check out that link. There you go. Yes, that one. Be sure to check that out and sign up. Like Matthew said, you can go in. You find your business name. It will automatically pull in the information and give you a report on where things stand. Even if you don't sign up, you get a free snapshot of kind of a report card. So it's a great little tool, and it's good to be back. It's good to start looking forward and getting COVID behind us. So we are a COVID-free zone. I've just declared that. Anyways, Matthew is
too. Can we be match free too?
Yeah, we are.
There we go.
I don't know about everybody else, but there is no mask here. This is goatee, not a mask. So also serves as a food catcher, but that's
true.
Another problem. Yeah. Anyways, Matthew, it's great to see you again. Great to have another conversation, and we look forward to doing this with you every week. So, bye for now.
Digital Marketing Edge is brought to you by My Digital Marketing.